Why don't let's talk about that? Well, we'll talk about something else in a minute. But anyway, then we moved along in Raw. New Day was in the back harassing JBL, and New Day are heels now, and more on that here shortly because we had to see Bailey and the refrigerator argue again and be introduced to some professional bull riders at ringside. Brian, we were on top of that son of a bitch. How did we know?
We didn't want to come out and just overtly say it, but there was a reason why all of a sudden we were covering bull riding here on the show. WWE, you got a problem. We know everything you're doing. We've got a mole all the way at the top, and you'll never figure out who he is.
Not only is he a mole, but he's a bull mole.
That's right, the worst kind of mole. Can't stop him.
You know, I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm flying, and my feet ain't left the ground. Now that some of the snow and ice have melted in the backyard right outside the back door that gets all the sun, even though it's still been cold, we've got a bare area, and a goddamn mole got stuck under the ice and could not get through it and has gone everywhere in a panic, all around our sitting area, right up next to the back door, around the little fire pit thing. It's just every fucking where. He couldn't get out.
When I was a kid, there was a cheap Sesame Street ripoff show on Nickelodeon called Pinwheel. Like instead of Bert and Ernie, they had Plus and Minus. Like it was just the cheapest ripoff wannabe Sesame Street. But it was endearing in some bizarre way because I don't have to watch it anymore. And they had a character, Molly the Mole. And at the same time, kind of had this, unfortunate looking, not that she was like deformed, but she was just not an attractive woman across the street.
She had an unfortunate face.
My father started calling her Molly the Mole.
The mole on it. Well, anyway, where were we going with that?
With Molly the Mole.
Molly the Mole. Well, the mole couldn't get out and Molly couldn't get back in. But now we're back to the match. So Rey Mysterio, he's on everything now suddenly. He's on. Is he part of the transfer portal or are they just excited to have Rey on the show? But he had a single match with Kofi Kingston with JBL on color. And I never thought I would say this. I like the New Day. It's a new day for the New Day. They came out and they said, cut that music and turn those lights off. We didn't have to see the bootios and the pancakes. They're dressed in street clothes. The whole arena is booing the shit out of them and chanting New Day sucks. And Woods gave Kofi the big introduction and the fans were into it. And Kofi, he's wrestling in jeans and tennis shoes and they're full heels. And no trombones. So, again, a typical Rey Mysterio match in that he shines a bit at the beginning and then he likes to have the heel cut him off where he can fight from underneath and get sympathy. On this one, did you see Kofi go for the power bomb and they were going to do a Rana spot and he lost him on the floor?
I ended up not watching this match.
Oh, and this was one of the highlights. Not this move, but this match. But he went to power bomb or pick up Rey for a power bomb. They're on the floor and they're going to do the spot where Rey does the Rana out of it, blah, blah, blah. But when Kofi went to pull him up, he lost his grip and lost him. And Rey did kind of like a front somersault, landed back first on the goddamn floor. And it wasn't a big enough bump that, it would kill you, although I'm glad it wasn't head first. But nobody panicked. They didn't immediately go right back to the same thing. Kofi stalled and did a couple of basic things. And then they got in a different place and kind of went back to it. And Rey Hurricane Rona'd him into the stairs. And that was their break spot. But nobody got hurt and nobody panicked. And then they came back from the break, had a good match. And Rey went for the 619 and Woods tripped him. And the referee kicked Woods out of ringside. And then Rey did the 619 and went for the splash, but Kofi brought his knees up and got a 2 count. And Kofi went for something, but Rey got a quick roll up 1, 2, 3. And then Woods came back out and they got some heat on Rey until here came the Lucha faces, whoever the fuck they are. Joaquin was walking and Randy was running. But then the New Day bailed out and then came back and jumped one face real quick and then ran out. So I'm liking the New Day as heels. It's different, and boy, howdy, was it time for it, right? I mean, and you didn't watch them. You're prejudiced, Brian, against the New Day. Because they used to like pancakes, and you're a dirty pancakeite.
Well, I don't know about that, but no, I saw the promo they did in the back with JBL, and I was like, man, this sucks. They're still talking in such a fake way, and I don't know. I didn't like that, so I said, I'm not watching this match.
Well, baby steps. They got to old habits die hard, and most nuns can't afford their first habit.